Hey there, Jester here. Pockets full of friends, which is a very good thing for pockets to be full of. So, got Marcelle and Princess Posie, and of course, Princess doesn't go anywhere without all her little beads. And the little one, somewhere in my pocket. Where did you go? Oh, bee. I've lost one already. There you are. Obviously a very organized show. We can't even keep all of our bees in a row. No. Well, can sit up here for now. So today what I'm doing for my little friends is I will be making a charm bracelet. Now, this is one that Marcelle has designed with Princess Posie in mind, because you can see that it's all little bee charms and little droplets in honey colors. Now, I've already, cut the chain to length and added a lobster clasp and a slightly bigger link at the end. And I've got my charms all chosen and, counted out. But I will be showing you how to make these little droplets, if you do not know already. Now, usually I tend to stick with more intro-level crafts because I don't know who you are and what your skill level is and what tools you have. And I don't want to be too, specialized in case you can't do it. But I might have viewers that, have the tools but don't have an idea of what to do, or might want to get into doing something a little more complicated. So let me introduce you to the pliers I will be using in this situation. Now these fairly basic pliers, one's round and one's flat, but it doesn't matter too much. The important part is that they don't have little teethies on them. Your standard pliers has the little teeth. And that's not usually good for jewelry making because it'll leave little grooves on your wires. Then I've also got a pair of snippers to cut wire. And the most specialized pair I'm using today are these ones that are just round for making loops. Now obviously you can use just any round plier to make loops, but I prefer to use these ones because then they all come out a standard size, or at least closer than if I had to guess with these conical ones. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to make a wrapped loop. Of course, you might already know how to do this, but you might already know how to do everything that I've ever shown you. You can, go off and get a glass of water at this point, but for those who don't know how or need a refresher, this is how to make a little wrapped loop dangle. So first thing I've got is a head pin. So it's straight and it's just got a little bit on the end so that the bead will not go all the way off. If your hole is too big, you can use a seed bead or something to catch it, but my beads are the right size. So I'm going to take this big one, I'm going to thread it on, and then I'm going to take this smaller one And I'm going to thread it on. Now I'm going to take my loop pliers, and I'm going to be using the smaller of the two. I'm going to catch that so that it's not, touching the lower bead. It's not touching the bead. So there's like a little bit of space so that I can wrap my wire. So then I'm going to take this and I'm going to fold it and turn that a little bit so it's easier for me to reach. And then I'm going to take a pair of my pliers, and I'm going to take that and I'm going to loop it around a couple of times. Okay. Then I'm going to take my snips and I'm going to glasses. I'm doing small things again. I can't see what I'm doing close up. Okay, so take that as close as I can. I'm going to snip that off. And then there's still this little bit kind of sticking out. I'm going to take my pliers and I'm going to kind of squish that in so that the tail isn't sticking out anymore. Maybe tidy up my loop a little. There we go. Whoops. And there I've got a little charm. And now I'm going to do that again, just to make sure you've seen what I did. So, got another head pin, and I got a little bead. I'm going to put that on there. And I'm going to put another one on. And this one I'm going to make 3, so there's a third one, a little drop. And I'm going to take my loop pliers and leave a little bit of space. Fold it over. Oh, maybe a little too much space. Doesn't really matter. Fold that over a little bit. And then I'm going to take my other pliers and I'm going to pull that around a couple of times. So that's on nice and tight. Okay, take that off. And I'm going to use my snips. Set that aside. And sometimes it'll want to turn on you when you're trying to push it in. So what you do is you just take your other pliers and you hang on to the loop, and then the wire's not going to move, but it will be extremely annoying when you're on camera and trying to get a thing done. Come on. Probably a good thing if you see me goofing up a little bit, because then you don't have to feel like, oh, but what if I'm not perfect? Well, doesn't matter. Okay, so part 2. I've got my chain, and I've already decided that I'm going to just put a decoration on every second loop, or every second ring, so I know that I'm going to need a total of 9 things. So now I need to figure out what order I want them in. Now obviously I want a bee in the center. Do I want my big silver bee or my big gold bee? Well, given that I've got 5 and I've got an odd number of silver, I'm going to use silver in the middle, and then I'm going to put my yellow bees. And then since this is a bigger one, I'm going to use the littlest one over here, and then the medium-sized bee over here. And then I'm going to put these droplets in between. Which ones are the longest ones? Oh, they're probably fine the way they are. So I'm going to put one there, one there. So I think my favorites are the ones I just made now, so I'm going to put those in the middle. So it's going to be like that. And then I've got some little jump rings that I'm going to use to attach them. So again, I'm going to want my basic pliers, because I'm going to need 2 of those. And I really should have bigger rings to demonstrate this, but when you want to open a jump ring, you don't want to pull it outward. You want to turn it a little so that it's just like this. And that's how you open it. It puts less stress on the metal. I'm going to take my little bee, and I'm going to loop that. I'm going to loop him on there. And then I'm going to put it on my chain. And I'm going to close that up by twisting it back into place. Now I have a little bee on a chain. And I'm just going to repeat that process all the way down. I'm going to show you one more before I cut to some kind of filler, just so you got the idea. That in there, and then I want it to be every second one, so that will fit on there. There we go. So we've got that started. So there's, 2 down, 7 to go. I'm going to put on some sort of filler while I finish up wiring up this bracelet. See you in a little. How is that comfortable? How is that supervising? I know, baby. I woke you up. And the last one. Down there. There we go. Back on. So there we go. That is a completed charm bracelet. Now, do you two mind if I try it on? Okay, thank you. Go. And that's what it looks like on. Well, it fits me perfectly, but how's it going to fit the princess? Oh, you know how. Okay, well, let me take this off. I don't understand how. The princess doesn't even have arms. Okay, well. See? No arms. Okay, well, we'll take a little bee off her head. Well, I suppose that's one way to wear a bracelet. You're just the size of a potato.